How are you, Ken folks?
What's up, Ken folk?
Yo, it's been a really amazing day today for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing, like I said, these past couple of days, like a lot of shadow work, and I want to make sure y'all can hear me again.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing like a lot of shadow work, a lot of shadow work, and it's been a really cool journey and experience because the shadow work of me just remembering myself, like a lot of shadow work. It's been kind of like really in depth with my learning of remembering myself. So I would say, for example, like today, I'm driving home, well not home in a sense because I'm on vacation, right? But I'm driving, and I'm on my way home, and I'm looking at like, sometimes people driving, they'll cut you off. Some people don't put on like blinkers whatsoever, so they don't communicate with you. And so someone literally just darted right over, no blinker, no nothing, just got over. And I can feel myself like, man, like I'm not irritated at the fact that that was horrible communication on the road. Like that was just not defensive whatsoever. So like that's how people get into accidents. So in my mind, I'm always like, dude, like that annoys me. But honestly, like I wasn't even the slightest bothered by it whatsoever. So I noticed like noticing that that situation used to play out differently, how I would get irritated sometimes. Whereas now I'm like, it doesn't even bother me. Now I'm realizing like, hey, you know what? It was something in me that irritated me. And I ain't deal with that joint. And doing some shadow work, just accepting the part of myself that, in a sense, what I may feel like get in the way sometime, like the part of me that gets in my way, which is the part of my higher self that is just like approaching me, trying to get me to kind of like see a little differently. And I'm just like, dude, like I'm not on you, and I'm just getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of the way, I'm dodging, I'm just, being reckless. And my higher self is like, nah, I'm trying to like show you something. So like that part of me that really didn't know myself, and didn't want change, kind of got over in a sense, like of that whole, why you don't want change? What is like, what are you afraid of? Like, um, it's kind of like one of those things for me where when I get to a new grade, I kind of want to hang around a little bit. Like, I want to see what this grade, this frequency is all about. But sometimes it ain't meant for me to just be chilling there as long as I sometimes desire to. So, yeah, I just try to look at life like a 3D perspective of showing me what's going on within inside of me in my state of consciousness. So, yesterday, it's raining, guys. So if you guys hear some like breathing in the background, and it's not me or my wife, it's literally just raining outside,
Not a
and
breather.
it's the rain hitting the window, and it's very windy. So yeah, so last night's live we left off on pretty much, do we have the ability to think? Because we already tackled, as far as what is God. We already know who is God. We already tackled what is God. So quick recap of yesterday. You are God.
Mm-hmm.
What is God? God is consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is energy and information combined. That's what consciousness is. Energy and information combined into one's own thinking, having the ability to think. So consciousness is energy and information in us, is having the ability to think. So we have the ability to think with energy and information, which is consciousness, which is God, which is inevitably you. So now we are going to pick up on this question. Why is and was, especially when you read the Bible, why was God in the Bible so feared and so revered? And why was it such a thing to just never blaspheme God or you will be stoned? Like, why was God so like feared in the Old Testament? It had a lot to do with death. It had a lot to do with I can punish you if I want to. Or I can give you life if I want to. I can create better for you if I want to. Or I can create worse for you if I want to.
Right, the whole God being in control of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, man, my whole life is in God's hands, so I need to revere Him. I need to fear Him.
Yeah.
I need to be on His good side. Like,
even like slavery, how they didn't want blacks to read because they didn't want blacks to like think for themselves. They didn't want slaves to think for themselves. Like, listen, none of that stuff like offends me, yo. So hopefully we have like mature ears that, you know, are listening to this. But it was literally, guys, like all esoteric like meanings, everything that we've experienced in this reality. I gotta move it closer because I want to make sure everybody can hear us. So anything that we have experienced in our reality, it was only an esoteric reflection of what is going on with us inwardly. We're experiencing our consciousness in 3D movie form. I'm gonna say that one more time. We are literally experiencing our conscious in 3D movie form. But the popcorn is you have a soul to also feel what you are experiencing, taste what you are experiencing, touch what you are experiencing, fear what you are experiencing, accept what you are experiencing. Like, you legit have a whole soul to experience it all. So that's like popcorn at a movie, yo. Like, you are literally just experiencing your reality and in a 3D form with a fourth dimensional understanding of it, transforming itself into a fifth dimensional understanding of it, a sixth dimensional understanding of it, a seventh dimensional understanding of it, an eighth, a ninth, a 10th, an 11th, a 12th. You almost got 12 thinkings of how you can see reality. Like 12 disciples, 12 disciplines, 12 teachings, 12 ways of thinking. 12 tribes. 12 governings. Governings again meaning teachings. Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man, the Christ within you, the light within you, has nowhere to lay his head. Head meaning govern. Resting in the heavenly places. The disciples are already seated in heavenly places, the 12. So yeah, we have multiple levels of thinking and seeing reality.
oh, you know what I just thought of too? Even I used to hear him say like 12 gates to the city, 12 heavens, 12 levels.
Yeah.
Of experiencing ourselves, our conscious as God.
And we know gates is used as a form of teaching. The gates of hell shall not prevail against this. Against what? The Son of God. The gates of hell, the teachings, the lower vibrational teachings or the lower vibrational consciousness of energy and information will not prevail against higher energy and information. It won't be able to.
Can't.
It can only align itself where it's only necessary. It can only align itself up where it's necessary. Because listen, we ourselves were lower vibrational energy at once upon a time. And we still are. I mean, we still in this like bodysuit.
Yeah.
We're just vibrating differently in it. But that's literally like We were low vibrational. We grow from faith to faith, from perspective to perspective, from different thinking, We always grow from faith to faith, y'all. So no matter where you at in life, you are consciously growing. You are becoming a new person, which means the other person that you used to be, that you no longer are, they died. The only thing you can keep with someone is the memories of someone who used to exist. We know that because our 3D reality shows us that in the form of a exoteric death, or a thing that we think death is, in a lower vibrational state of thinking. That is not death, in a higher vibrational state of thinking. What does God outside of you mean? This is where it's starting to get juicy. What does God outside of you mean? So we already know what God is now. God is consciousness. We know what consciousness is. It is energy and information in you having the ability to think. You being able to think makes you what God is, consciousness. What does God look like out of you? What does consciousness or the ability to think look like outside of you? If there is one thing that your 3D reality is showing you that that one thing could be, is what? What would it be? Would it be like a talking dog? No. Could it be like a talking chair? No. But what it could be is a talking robot, or something like that's artificially made. What could that be? That could be AI, artificial consciousness. It is not of you. So consciousness outside of source, God, is artificial intelligence. That is the disseminated intelligence that we are in when we are in this 3D reality called a simulation. That is the intelligence within this 3D construct of a simulation that we are in. So it is already artificial intelligence here for you. You know what artificial intelligence is? Your name, your birth date, your social, your heritage, all of that stuff is artificial intelligence. It gets you to focus more on the 3-dimensional reality. Artificial intelligence was only here to keep you at a low vibrational thinking, but make you feel good while experiencing it. We forget that Christ comes to save that which was lost by helping us see reality from a different perspective. We were so attached to how the 3D reality was that we was like, yo, you smack me, I'm smacking you back. Yeah. It is eye for eye. I'm so into this 3D reality, boy. Listen, you steal from me, I'm getting your hand chopped off and everybody in your family's hand chopped off. Because if you doing it, they all doing it. We don't trust nobody. And if you steal again, guess what? The other one getting chopped off too. Yeah. That was the thinking. Yeah. So coming to help someone see from a different perspective, to get them to get detached from this 3D reality of just thinking that this is the only level of thinking that I can experience as God. The only way to get someone to experience a different reality that will seem like heaven, because when you think different, you experience different. You think like hell, you experience what? You experience hell. You think like heaven, you experience what? Heaven. So just a notch up, hey, if someone smack you, just turn the other cheek, yo. If someone want to take you to court and sue you, yo, bring your best cloak and give them that too. Like, give them your best. Give them extra. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So, like, we hear this overcoming evil with good, love covering a multitude of sick and impulsive natures, which is sin. It's just like we seeing all this lovey-dovey stuff, and it makes us feel bubbly. So we see God differently. We see God differently. That is a different level of thinking. That automatically just softens you.
Yeah.
But that's not where he wants you to stop. He wants you to keep going so that you can figure out that this God that everybody's been talking about, that no one knew but me, is what he is saying. And I'm coming to make it plain to you because I live inside of you. And only I can reveal the Father to you. Father meaning God. God meaning consciousness. Consciousness meaning energy and information. Energy and information in you is giving you the ability to think within this 3-dimensional body that you are in. Which, if you want to be honest, is considered artificial intelligence. Don't matter what you are. You can be organic to this simulation in a sense, or inorganic to the simulation. Meaning that you are not, in a sense, every time you turn this game on, this character is able to go through the entire game, but these characters are not. It's just a game. But again, when we get too focused on the things that the soul is experiencing, then that's when we are in a lower vibrational thinking of 3-dimensional access to our consciousness. We gotta raise our vibration. We gotta raise our vibration. When we raise our vibration, byproduct is we'll think higher. So we hit on, if you wanted to keep someone from knowing themselves, what would you do? What would you do to keep somebody from knowing themselves, from getting to know themselves?
From getting to know themselves?
Yeah.
I would send them every direction outside of themselves. I would tell them to look here, to look over there, everywhere but to themselves. I mean, that's just what I would do.
Easy.
And that's exactly how it's set up.
Yeah. Now, what did that look like, though? So, like, what is it? I mean, obviously, we can state the obvious. We gonna just say church. That's an outward direction from yourself. But what else, though? Like, we got school.
School, for sure.
We got the corporate world.
Yeah, I would say.
Work.
Sure, work.
We got entertainment.
Oh, yes, big distraction.
Yeah, we got politics.
Right.
We have porn. You got marriages, relationships, friendships, families. You know, you got a lot of stuff. Games, video games, like it's a lot of stuff, right? That they would put out there. And listen, none of this is wrong, yo. Like, don't get that. Like, this ain't me saying it's wrong. But if I were to keep me from me, I know what I would want. I know what I would put out there to keep me from knowing me. Like, if you told me, hey, I hid, if someone was to tell my wife, like, hey, I hid the kingdom of God in Quentin. My wife, like, what you mean? Like, I literally put it inside of his brain. You literally put the kingdom of God inside his brain? Yeah. But the only way he can even get access to this, he gotta die to go within there.
And in dying, meaning
He
let go of everything he ever thought or knew to be.
Yeah, because
his
listen,
reality.
Listen, like, and it's not just like just get rid of your ego, like die, like nah. I'm talking about like when she say you gotta everything you was taught,
Count it all.
even the stuff that you be like, man, if I let this go, I'm scared. Like,
what do I have left?
I don't have nothing. Like, you mean
Who
it?
am I?
Yeah, you
Your
mean to
whole
tell me I'm
identity is embedded in
you
this
getting
stuff.
stripped? Like they showed us in Men in Black.
Yeah.
when Will Smith had to touch that thing and get everything erased.
Yeah.
Please don't think like, okay, the alien stuff is fun, it's cute, yo, but please, like, we can have fun in a lower dimension, guys, because that's what astral traveling is. It is experiencing yourself on every multiple dimensional thinking that you can possibly experience yourself as God. This ain't got nothing to do with me transporting somewhere like I'm Goku, yo, to Planet Namek this day, and then like on like Planet Vegeta. Like we not doing that. We not, yo. We not. I'm not saying that none of this can't be real, because it can all be real to you and your truth and in your journey and your experience. I'm not making like no like shots or anything like that, because trust me, like it's again, it's different levels of thinking that we are here to experience amongst ourselves and with ourselves. So because we know that outside of our source of thinking, we know there's an artificial intelligence. We know now, like, okay, hey, let me continue to know that the source of everything that I am is inside of me. So if I was to put something outside of me to get me to focus on, that means I am missing the point. I am missing that I'm only experiencing the outside because of what's taking place on the inside. But there are concepts in place because of a three-dimensional construct of things like religion, things like the corporate world, things like you get at school. It's their constructs, and then there are many concepts that get us to buy into it from a solar plexus of emotions, where our waters are troubled. So if we don't conquer the soul, how can you conquer the mind? If the soul is creating sick, impulsive natures, meaning that you are impulsively acting out of nature due to artificial intelligence. Like you are acting out of nature due to artificial intelligence. So when you come back into alignment with yourself or out of sin, which is just responding not from source, but from artificial intelligence, information outside of yourself. So now that life that you are actually seeing that is only coming from you, you are now taking it serious, and that life has become your God, and you have become the hell of experiencing this life. It's almost like if your life becomes God, then who do you become? You only become the devil. You only are experiencing this reality as one of them. It's only going to be God or the devil. When you know you are God, you are creating heaven. When you forget you are God, you are experiencing life. Trust me on this, yo. You are experiencing life. I don't mean like put your trust in me. I'm telling you, like, yo, go within so you can bear light, yo. You can bear witness to this light. Everything I'm only telling you are just your words that are coming back to you. So, again, not just when it comes to corporate reality, school and all of that, like everything that's playing out in our reality that has construct, including one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, they take it a step further, and after you then came home from work or school and you're just like mentally exhausted, what's the first thing you really want to do outside of sleep? You want to get your grub on. So yes, you can say like, oh, it's stuff in food, or hey, they got like certain things that you put in your body that it makes this bodysuit produce certain hormones like cortisol, stress, when you stress, your body wants to find a way to release the happy hormones. So now you like, okay, I want to feel good. So you don't know what to do. Some people don't know to go work out. Some people don't know to go meditate. So, but some people be like, yo, I'm about to go eat. I was one of those people. I'm about to go eat something, maybe eat something sweet, maybe eat some like Burger King or no, I never really eat burger, but Rallies. Like I would go eat that stuff, man.
Emotional eater.
Emotional eating, yes. So now your body produced another hormone. So now you start to feel better before you was feeling stressed. So now your body is feeling better, but guess what? You just put in your body. You put acid in your body. Your body is electrical. Again, your body is in a sense a machine. It is electrical. You are the consciousness within this electrical body that you are in. Now, some of these bodies, again, you can look at it as a game. Some of these bodies are, in a sense, organic bodies. Some of these aren't organic bodies. So if you are getting information from someone, it doesn't necessarily mean that all the organic bodies are going to give you correct information. It doesn't mean that the inorganic bodies are going to give you incorrect information. All it means is if you do not go within yourself, inorganic or organic, you cannot bear light to the truth within you.
Yeah, it's impossible to bear light to what you don't know, what you're not aware of.
Because even if someone's inorganic, it's not like they are not consciousness.
Right.
Everything you are seeing is from consciousness. Everything you see is from consciousness. If you are at war with something that you don't consider organic, you are only at war with yourself. Because there is something about you that you are holding on to and identifying yourself that is not organic to you, who you are now. Because you have surpassed the frequency that you're in, but you don't know how to let go because you are afraid of death. You don't know who to be outside of what you've always been. So if you or someone that has a problem, or you are someone that has a problem with like other skin complexions, like you got it. That's a psyop. It's a psyop. It's still a 3D thinking because you are experiencing something outside of yourself. That is artificial intelligence.
Yep.
The goal is to understand you within you, not the outside is only showing you you.
Yes.
It's like, hey, why are you looking at me like this? Whoa, wait, I don't want to know you like that, dude. I'm only showing you what's in you anyway. Like, dude, get over yourself. Like, no, this is not even real. This is only just what you are doing. None of this is reality. Everything is you only seeing what's real to your eye.
It's the universe.
Yeah.
It's your universe.
And when it's done with a twin flame, it's the you and I verse that we write together. That was a bar. That was it.
Mic drop.
Don't drop it. My foot right there. So, when those things like start to affect your body, your energy is not high. So if your energy is not high, it is low. We know. So if your energy is not high, do you think high? No. Your energy and your information creates consciousness. Consciousness is God. So, taking it back, God to consciousness to energy and information. Energy and information in these body suits gives us the ability to think because we are now conscious. So, why wouldn't something, if we're playing a game, like, why wouldn't the bad people, right, want you to think for yourself? Why wouldn't the game or the people in the game want you to think for yourself? Why would they put all of these distractions outside of you and say, hey, if you want to find out who you are, we got just the place for you to go. Like, why would they do this stuff, y'all? Why would they put all of this stuff outside and say, go here, go here, go here, go here, go here? Why would they say all of this? Go get counseling. Go get marital counseling. Go see a psychiatrist. Go to a... Why, yo? They dressing this reality up. And the crazy part is, if you think about it, it's really just you. You're so well dressed, but you just gotta see everything that you are experiencing is literally just you. It's just about becoming aware of it, yo. I promise you, it's just about becoming aware. Why is it important to become aware? Because when you become aware that you are the God that is creating your reality, you give up the only thing that can ever destroy your ability to think for yourself, which is fear. Why is there fear there? There is fear there because you have the ability to not just think, but to judge. Because you have a soul, a subconscious, another form of thinking. Your stomach is a brain. It is the subconscious. It is not the source, it is a source. A substitute when this is not, in a sense, aligned with its thinking. When your thinking is not aligned with its source, it cannot function properly as God. So it will only revert. If this is God, then what is this only gonna represent then? You got God in heaven, and you got someone down here where it is bubbling and hot as hell. So yes, it was gonna be the devil, yo. It's gonna be the devil, all right? And remember, we broke down devil yesterday. Evil, we know what evil is. Evil is not some two-horned guy with red eyes
In a pitchfork.
with a British accent telling you or asking you what it is that you truly desire, mate. Like we're not talking about him. We're not talking about Lucifer, morning star. So, no, what we're talking about is evil is just darkness. Darkness is just ignorance. Ignorance is just lack of information. Lack of information isn't high energy. It is low or little to none energy.
My people are destroyed.
By a lack of what? Knowledge. That means what? You don't not know. You do know. You just have very low energy. So you think low. You have low knowledge. But what you have is high expectations. Your energy ain't there. And listen, the only way your energy can get there is if your thinking increases.
Yes. Die.
You have to die in order to live.
In order to live.
You have to give up control first.
Mm.
If you just let go, I promise I will catch you.
You gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You gotta die.
Remember the Matrix? What's the first thing Neo had to do? What's the first thing that he seen he was gonna have to conquer? What he had to jump over or across? A big old building. And what's the first thing that happened to the one? He fell his ass all the way down.
All the way.
But you just gotta not be afraid to fall. Man, my wife heard me all the time used to say, like, dude, I would prefer to walk on mud, wet, slippery mud before I would ever try to walk across a sheet of ice to get somewhere.
Yep.
I am not that person that was trying not to sin when I was in church. It was just like, bro, I'm either gonna do this or I'ma just know I'ma try. And I ain't gonna judge myself for how hard it was. That was it. Like, it was no other way to do it for me. I was just like, bro, listen, look, I already had my issues with this whole God thing anyway, because I'm like, dude, I gotta believe in your son in order to go to heaven. Okay. I still don't want a relationship with you how I was like told you was how you was acting in the Old Testament, dude. What I'm gonna be in the living room talking with you about how you just murked people. I don't want to hear them stories. I'm supposed to be in heaven. I don't want to hear that. First of all, if you in heaven, why you doing all of this on earth? Like,
You get a kick out of this.
you get what I'm saying? Like, ain't heaven supposed to be where no sin is? And if God is in heaven and ain't no sin in heaven, can't no sin enter in, how are you thinking to do all of this stuff to these little itty bitty people on earth? That means you got a messed up thinking in this heavenly chair that you are in. Didn't you kick Satan out for, like, conspiring against you, quote unquote, right? And telling people that you were a mean God, but then you kicked him out, and you still have the capability yourself to think about all of how you gonna murk people, how you gonna open up a hole and swallow 10,000 babies and kill people and families and all of this and throw fire in a whole city because they choose to want to be with whoever they want to be with and not be judged or whatever the case may be. Like, there is something inside of you that wants to live and not be judged, but you don't have the ability to not judge. So you are experiencing your own Sodom and Gomorrah. Still judging yourself harshly for nothing.
Yeah.
But that's how I used to look at this stuff, like, yo, how is God, like, how he kicking people out of heaven when he think like this too? If Satan was thinking like this, who he get it from? Oh, but you had to change your heart when you sent Jesus, and all I gotta do now to at least go to heaven is to believe in him. But whoa, I still gotta follow. It ain't enough, because now you got all of these religions. You got one save, always saved. Then you got the other one that say as soon as you get saved, you better not ever do nothing wrong, because if you do, you ain't saved the minute you think about it. And it was just like,
Right.
what? Let me go to the one save, always save section for 2.
Right. Right.
I can't get away with it over here, bro. They harder on you than God. Some of these churches.
I was like, wait, did God implement this? God said that? I
Dang.
can't.
Like, bro, I know it. I know Satan ain't give you these rules. But if God gave you these rules, boy, he must be he can't be having fun in heaven. For him to just be giving you all of these strict rules, like, we must be really noisy down here. For real, like.
Disturbing his peace or something.
Seriously, bro. Like, you ain't got nothing better else to do. You got all these angels up there, and you got to give me 613 laws, bro, and 10 commandments. Man, and I gotta come to church 3 times a week. And y'all know how them afternoon services would be. Them second services, man. But again, like, that was the life, that was the construct that I was in, that I couldn't see. Yeah, we couldn't see past. We didn't know that life exists outside of that reality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't come to steal, kill, and destroy. That is the lower thinking.
Yeah.
The higher thinking comes to what? Give life, and life more abundantly. New realities. And new realities with more abundance. More abundance of what? Energy. More energy means more higher thinking. Where you used to probably believe something was evil, you don't judge evil no more. Because you know evil is just no knowledge or ignorance or darkness. We know D for devil or D evil is just dimensional ignorance. So next time you hear devil, think low energy, low thinking or information. I have very little energy and very little information. So and this is how you know that people got the devil in them. And when you hear them say things like this, I don't got the patience for this. Lord knows that I ain't got the energy for this. Like, that's just, and I know I've said that plenty of times. Listen, I'm okay. I've learned
But do we really know what we be saying when we say that?
I hope.
Like, do we get
I hope.
that? That's really what it is.
Because
like,
listen,
energy.
when you know you got low energy, it's okay that you know you got low energy, long as you don't judge yourself as someone with low energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to experience reality. You're not wrong for having low energy. You're not wrong for being the devil. Rah! Like you're not wrong for being low in your thinking. It's just when you start wanting to have high expectations of high realities, I'm going to be the first to tell you, you can't experience heaven thinking like hell. Get out of your emotions. Stop living life based on a subconscious from your solar plexus, depending on your solar system, and start back depending on the sun. The one in the middle, the tree in the middle of the garden. You gotta eat from there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Christ within you rises.
Mm-hmm.
Who you think the serpent is? So we know what the devil is. Low or no energy, low or no information about oneself. Devil. Eat from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Of what? What was the tree called?
Knowledge, good and evil.
Good and evil, we already just know. We got it now, y'all. We got it. We know what good means. We know what evil means. Good is light. Evil is what? Dark. Light, it will be considered high. Low or dark will be considered low. Eat from the knowledge of light and darkness, God and the devil, so that you can experience life, dude, and know the difference. Adam and Eve is the start of your journey. The Christ is within. The Christ is just revealing the start of your journey. You were made in the image of God. Listen, you were made in the image of God, yo. And eating from the fruit, the tree in the middle, brought you into the likeness. You're not going to die. You're just going to be like God. You were made in the image and in what? In the likeness of God. You just didn't get to the likeness part until you ate from the tree in the middle of the garden. The snake ain't evil. Who keeps you from knowledge? If we want to make somebody evil, it will be little or no thinking or little or no energy, which will spell out evil. Put a thinking there, which is dimensional, or the D, and you got what? Devil. So it will only be you that can keep you from being God when you want to experience God. But you got to know you are God, and then you got to know what God is. And when you know what God is, you then go understand what the devil is. You know what the devil is now. If God can be you, then who else can be you? The devil. If you can be light, you can be dark. And you are always going to be most likely both. But be okay with being both. Every time you walk out into your third dimensional reality outside and the sun is in the sky, you will always be present with God and the devil. Your shadow will always follow you everywhere you go. Even though it looks like it's separate, it's still you. It doesn't matter how low your thinking and low your energy is. You are still the energy itself. Stop judging yourself because you feel small. You are still God. whether you think high or think low. You might just have your letters just might be spelled a little differently. You know, it might be spelled devil, but you still God. We always say God created the devil. So if you,
Right.
if you can create the ability to be ignorant, dude, that is God. We be like, how can Jim Carrey make me laugh so hard playing Dumb and Dumber? Like, bro, no one can literally be this dumb. Like, he thought this girl wanted to go on a date with him at 7:30 in the morning. And by the time it was like 8 o'clock, he was so stressed and depressed, and he was drinking, and he was talking to some guy, and he was just like, "Yeah, I was waiting on my date. I think she stood me up. Like, yeah, she told me to meet her here at 7:30. 7:30 in the morning." He's like, "Well, she didn't say."
She did.
And he like, "So you thought she would want to go on a date with you at a bar at 7:30 in the morning?" Like, bro, you can't make this up, bro. Like, but he is a genius. Like, that's for you to play that stupid but be so funny and so believing, bro. Like, you can't ask him to now play Einstein right after that movie because he's so being dumb, bro. Like, I still don't know who was dumb or dumber. Like, that's how good both of them did. Like, I promise you. But yo, man, like, whatever a man thinketh, that's what you're going to experience. Whatever you are conscious of, that's what you will experience. If it's low or if it's high, you will experience such.
We are what we think.
Yeah. I used to say we are what we eat, but I will say this: what you eat plays a big part in your emotional response. Again, your brain, your second brain, which comes into substitution in a sense when you are not connected here to source. So I would say if our soul is experiencing different hormones, and listen, we said yesterday, when you go to sleep, you don't remember the exact moment when you dozed off, but you know you was on your way. Same thing waking up. You don't remember right before you was waking up, like, all right, I'm about to wake up. Like, you didn't do that. So your emotions sometimes, your hormones sometimes can make your body respond without its thinking, without its consciousness, without its source. That is considered thinking outside of yourself. That's how we know that this body is AI. Because it is capable of thinking and responding outside of itself. Our consciousness, our ability to think, controls this body's ability to respond from its emotions, which is artificially intelligent. Are you telling yourself to release the melatonin? Like, you're not doing that. Like, you really could, but you ain't doing that on a nightly basis. And then when you sleep, you know you ain't doing that. Release the serotonin. Like, you're not doing it because you dreaming. And Lord knows before you went to sleep, what you ate to have you what you dreaming about. Like, who knows what your consciousness is? I ain't judging you, but you ain't in a space in your dream like, all right, I'm ready to wake up. Where's the serotonin? Like, you're not doing that. So that serotonin is literally just waking you up. Like, you just getting up, and that's cool. But the fact that your hormones can make you respond without its ability to connect to source, you gotta know, like, hey, the only way sin can happen is you responding in an artificial, intelligent way. And that is just focusing too heavy on the 3D experience and reality that you are experiencing. If I can create an enemy that is outside myself, I can create a savior.
Ooh.
If I can create an enemy outside of myself and call him the devil, I can create a savior outside of myself.
Find myself worshiping idols, false idols.
Yeah. I becomes dull, hardened, calcified, dull. Or you ever seen like a dull light bulb? It just make you want to just turn the light on and off. Like, dude, what do you think a low light bulb is functioning with? Low energy, which is low thinking. Now we take those two, we put them together, we get a dimension that is evil or dark or ignorant. A thinking dimensional D that is evil, dark, low, ignorant, no knowledge. Little to no information about oneself. I, that is dull. That's why a idol mind is a low devil workshop. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. The idol, that I that becomes dull, is literally where the devil's workshop functions from. Hey, everything that you are experiencing in the three-dimensional reality, again, third low dimensional thinking of experiencing the reality that you are in, that is a low vibrational workshop. When you go in the workshop and you start buying stuff, that's only because you want to experience the third dimensional workshop, the idol mind. It's not wrong to experience an idol mind.
There's so much more that you can explore and experience.
It is.
Higher levels of thinking.
Because you can experience it all from a higher state of consciousness. And then what? All things become possible.
Yeah.
With God, all things are possible. I like that though, man. That's an idol God. You can make something outside of yourself an idol God. Yes. Worship, they, again, like, if I'm starting a game, I would not want you thinking for yourself, because the only way I can control you is if you what? Don't think for yourself. We see it in our realities when it came to slavery or the game slavery, and we see it when it comes to the corporate reality or world where you go to work and taxes and all of that stuff. We see it when it comes to school. If you don't have an education, you can't get this, that, and the third. And then when you get the education, you still gotta work to know somebody and this, that, and the third, kiss butt, whatever, to get a position. Like we see what our reality shows us, guys. It's never gonna be what you think when you put your hope outside of yourself in artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence runs off the emotions. Your soul.
Vibration.
Yes. Again, higher consciousness, lower subconscious. Your emotions runs off the subconscious, which is the lower vibrational reality that you experience with your soul, your emotions, the things that brings and makes you feel good and all warm and cozy inside, just like, yeah.
So that's the part you got to get a hold of and control of.
Yeah.
And make peace with.
Make peace, please, because again, we are peacemakers.
Let those emotions run you. Well,
You're gonna be like Peter, drowning in your emotions. It's cool. Learn how to swim.
I hope you do.
And then learn how to walk on water.
Right.
Just learn how to. The goal for all of this is to not judge yourself. That is it. The only way you experience heaven is not judging yourself based on a false reality of hell that you think that you're going to because you put your hope in an artificial intelligence of a three-dimensional experience from your soul, and you think that everything that you are experiencing is actually what life is. But no, you are the giver of life, because the only reason why you are seeing what you are seeing because you gave it life to breathe. You are the consciousness that you are experiencing. So, anything you want to leave them with? God.
Be God. You are God. Know that me saying it is only a reminder. We are here to just remind you of who you are, not to make you believe anything or anything like that. We're just reminding.
Yo, make sure y'all give these videos a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Share, comment,
Mm-hmm.
talk to your friends about them.
If you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Yeah, man, like
We have lots more coming.
for sure, a whole lot more coming. And it's gonna be a fun journey for those who can and for those who can't, for those who want to, for those who don't want to go within themselves and see. Because the fun journey starts when we stop judging ourselves as anything outside of ourselves. We're not good, we're not bad, we are God. And if we want to be good, we can be good without being bad about being good. It's that God. Yeah. Be God. Like she said, just be God. We know together.
We grow together.
Conscious at night. Peace to you, guys.